Hi there, I'm Vicki Parfino from Aussie Stampers. Welcome back to my channel and to my sneak peek Stampin' Up 2018 to 2019 annual catalogue. Now I'm doing part 2 of the third and fourth cards that I'm casing from the catalogue. If you missed the first 2 cards, they're in a previous video and I'll put a link to that here so you can find that. These are the third and fourth cards that I'm casing. They're very sweet. I hope you enjoy it. And I'm really excited that you get to see these products early, just like I do. So here we go. All right, next card is a really pretty one. This is a black card, and I'm going to do the writing on this in my chalk marker, which I love to use on black. If you don't have a chalk marker, you might want to line it with a piece of whisper white inside, but I don't think that's necessary this time. Now I'm going to fold this in half. Okay, and there's my bone folder. And I have a piece of designer paper 3 inches by 3 inches that is just going to sit right over the top of that. I'm just going to adhere that with my Tombow multi-adhesive, or you could use snail if you wanted to. I find that with the Tombow, at least it gives you that little bit of wiggle room that you can line it up precisely. It's much harder to do if you're using the snail. Okay, so there's a nice piece. Now I have a couple of other elements too. I have a 3-inch square whisper white envelope, and I have another square of 3 inch by 3 inch, and this is going to be my envelope liner. So all I'm going to do for this is I'm going to pop it inside, and I'm going to line it up, lining it up with the top of the glue line and lining it side to side so that it's even, like that. And I'm going to just adhere the top piece with some glue. And you could use a tape runner for this too. I just don't have my tape runner on the desk with me today, otherwise I'd be using it for a lot more things. Okay, so just a dab of glue across the top there, basically. You want that to be the piece that sticks. Now, as you can see, that's sticking out, but don't let that concern you, because all we're going to do is turn it over and trim that. And just, it's a straight line, really. It's not even curved, so it's very easy to trim that. This is a great tip for using up your scraps too on these tiny little envelopes. You can do something similar in the large size envelopes as well. Line them in exactly the same way, just pop a piece in and then trim it back. And you can see that that's given you a lined envelope. And where's our crease line? I just like to hand crease them. Because it's designer paper, I get a bit nervous about using bone folders on it. Look at that. Nice lined envelope. There's the front of our card, matching. Very good. Now, to finish off the card, as it is in the catalogue here, that catalogue that I cannot show you, it's sitting right near me here, I'm going to, again, adhere some vellum like I did on the first card. And this square measures 2.5 inches square, which is, in centimetres, that's 6.5 centimetres. And I'm going to adhere this with glue dots again, just like I did the first one, close to the centre. So one there, one down here. So it's got 2 glue dots on it, and I'm going to centre it on my card front. You can see where the glue dots are, but they're going to be covered. And I'm going to use just some of my scraps that I have left over. It's great to be able to use these up when you're punching out circles and what have you. The Just Because, which is this right down here. And I'm going to stamp that not in Tuxedo Memento Black, but in a softer colour. I'm going to use basic grey ink to stamp that on. So we have Just Because, basic grey on whisper white. Lovely. See, it's nice and soft in the grey. It's not quite as dark as having it in black, like that. And I'm going to punch that out with the 1 3/4 inch scallop circle. And again, this is the older scallops, not the nice modern ones that have the very small scallop around the outside. But, you know, I'm just improvising with what I have here. Okay, so that's punched that one out. The 2 inch circle. I'm going to adhere this straight to the background piece with some glue right in the center. And this is going to be popped up, but underneath it I want to layer on some of this. So swirl of baker's twine, and it's different papers and different colorways, but I've tried to use papers and colorways that are very, very close to what they have there, so that, you know, it's going to give you a really good comparison. And all I've done is just give it a bit of a wind around, basically, like this, like this, like this. Yes. So all I want to do now is put lots of these on the back. Okay. So I'm going to try and capture the baker's twine. Okay, does that make sense? So that's how I've done it. I'll be cutting that off, that's too long. But now I can press them in the center, just so, to make sure they're really sticking. I might add another one over there too, just for insurance, just on this piece here. Then when you press them in the middle, that helps the tops come off. So I've used 6 dimensional dots on this. And there's the finished card with the envelope. And I love that vellum treatment, it's really nice, and it's got a lot of dimension, it's sitting up nice and high. Okay, so there's our third card done. Now for our final card, I'm going to be using this image here, which is the little lemonade glass, and I'm going to stamp it across some Whisper White 3 times, and underneath it I'm going to have "Here's to a good day." Now for the card base, I have some Daffodil Delight, 6 inches by 3 inches, and I'm just going to fold that in half and score it with my bone folder. I have some background paper in a lovely soft mint green colour, and the measurements of the paper are 3 inches by 2.5 inches. And then I have another layering piece, which is 3 inches by 1 3/4 inches, or in centimetres, that is 4.5 centimetres. Now this is what I'm going to be stamping on first, so I'll get my stamping done. I also have some washi tape that I'm going to bring in, which is in that same lovely blue that I used with this card here. So there's a matching colour that I'm bringing in, which is a nice complementary colour to the yellow and the green. So it's a 3-colour card. So I'll leave that aside. And I also have some white baker's twine, the thin white baker's twine, and I'm going to tie a little bow around our piece there as well. Okay, now for the stamping, I have my little image. I'm going to do my very best to get these nice and straight. If you have a stamp positioner or something similar, you could use that, but I'm just going to roughly eyeball it, and I'm going to start with the middle one first. I'm going to stamp them a little bit to the top because I want to put my message underneath. And my message reads, "Here's to a good day." So there's my stamping, not too bad, not too shabby, I would say. Here's to a good day. And it does come out nice and soft in that basic grey ink. So pretty simple. There's a straw, and there's 2 ice cubes, but the lemonade itself is going to be yellow. So I'm just going to colour the whole thing yellow, and what's above the lemonade will be white. And this will match in perfectly with our Daffodil Delight background. And the 3 lemon slices in the top. And now to layer it up onto our card. And again, I have some of the background paper, and I'm going to use this to line the envelope. And I'm just going to use the same method that I did with the other. It's a 3 inch by 3 inch square. And I'm just going to glue that down just below the glue line. I'll just put some glue across the top there. Grab my paper snips, turn it around, and just trim off those little pieces on each side. and give it a press with my fingers along the fold line. That's a really fast way to line an envelope, isn't it? And that's going to coordinate with our card for us. Now I want to use some white baker's twine, the thin white baker's twine on the bottom of this, and I want it to go all the way around, not the card itself, but this piece here. So it's going to go around here, and this is going to be attached to this. So I'm going to put it onto the card absolutely last. I'll move that away so I don't put it on too soon. So I want to attach this so that it's nice and flat. So for that I'm going to use my glue again, and I'm going to center it along that piece of designer paper. And the stamping, you can see I've left a little bit of extra room at the bottom. This is where I'm going to put my very fine washi tape, and I'm going to carry it beyond. I'm going to adhere it around the back. Tear that off and turn the corner with it, and this way it won't come loose on your card, so it's adhered nicely across the back. Now for our baker's twine, and I want to be able to tie a bow, so I might leave a fair length for my bow. And I want the bow off on this side, so I'll try and have enough there to tie a bow. And just for added insurance, I'm going to roll a glue dot under my bow, under the knotted section. So take it onto your paper piercer and just poke it underneath where your bow is, and that's not going to go anywhere. It's nice and secure now. And all that's left is to adhere it to the card front and line it up so that it is even, top and bottom. Isn't that pretty with the little pop of yellow? Such a pretty card. And there's our final card finished. Now I'm going to bring them all in and show you what the four of them look like together. They are just adorable, and they are so very close to what's in the catalogue. I think I've done a pretty good job of casing them. Even though I didn't have the exact same papers, I chose papers that were very, very close and colours that were almost exactly the same, and the same kind of embellishments as well. So there they are, the 4 cards cased from the new 2018-2019 Stampin' Up! Catalogue. I hope you enjoyed that project. I really liked showing it to you and giving you this sneak peek. Here's to a good day, a little treat for someone sweet, hello friend, and just because. Thank you so much for joining me today to see this sneak peek video, and I'll have another sneak peek video for you coming up next for some more cards that are in the upcoming catalogue. I'm really excited to start using everything that's in this catalogue. I can't wait for my order to arrive. I get my pre-order as a demonstrator. I get mine early, and I'm still waiting on that to come. So once that comes, I'll have even more things to show you. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you enjoyed this video, please remember to subscribe, click that bell, like, give me a thumbs up, and share it with your friends. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.